Hi, my name is Bruce. Oh, fuck. I'm Batman. And when I'm not out saving Gotham City or fighting crime, I hang out with my friends. And I do a podcast called Walking Blind. And I drink liquid death. Mountain water. Don't be scared. It's just water. But be scared of me. The Dark Knight. Fuck, I'm not really good at these promo things. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say next. I can't really turn my head either. The cowl just really gets in the way. Let me try that again.
I can't see shit.
All right.
Water.
Huh?
My eyes are gonna freaking water.
I know.
All right. Three.
Gotham.
That was my bad.
Walking Blind is hosted by overly emotional dudes who overthink and overanalyze everything. Nothing the hosts say should be taken as medical advice or opinion. They're not professionals, and they're about to make that very clear. So just kick back and hang with them, because you've earned it.
Gotham City, November 4th, 2022. I'm here to talk about normalizing checking in on the homies. Because here, on the Walking Blind podcast, that's what we like to do. I'm Batman. That's Raccoon Man. And we'd like to welcome you to episode 49 of the Walking Blind podcast. Welcome to the show. Is that a good grimace? This is a good. It's very difficult to turn my head in this mask. So I know last week I talked about making eye contact, but I'm probably not going to be doing much of it. I'm just going to be staring down the barrel of this camera. So every time Jesse cuts away and cuts to the main camera, and then he cuts back to me, swear to me. And I'm going to do the weird mouth thing too. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Walking Blind podcast. It is not Halloween. It is November 1st, but this was the opportunity that we had to come and record our Halloween episode. Bum, bum, bum. This is the show where we normalize checking in on the homies. I'm Mike. That is also Mike. Don't be fooled by this facade. I'm not actually Batman. He's not actually a raccoon. It's crazy. It's crazy to think. I don't know how long this mask is going to last on this show, but for now, we're going to run it. If you see me go like this, it's because I'm looking at the screen to the left-hand side. I start here, and then I look here. I feel like Michael Keaton in the original Batman movies. I get it. So how are you?
Doing well, man. Yeah.
I can't. There we go. I can't see you.
This is my makeshift.
Yeah, that's cool. You're not even talking into a microphone.
Like, what can I hear him?
Jesse! when we did the sound check, it was fine.
I already had your levels from last week.
Damn.
Just look over and Mike's just like, yeah.
Just hanging out. Oh shit. Okay. Is this
So
good?
This is your what?
I was thinking, like, damn, he really wants them to see his raccoon costume.
Is this? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right. So I was saying, this is kind of my makeshift. This is my makeshift raccoon costume. I actually have a raccoon onesie, and last year it came in like a couple days after Halloween, so I didn't get to wear it.
Where is it?
I don't know, it's in a box somewhere in the garage. So I'm bummed out because that one actually had like ears and stuff and a tail. This is actually just a onesie that I got for Christmas, but
You don't say.
I feel like it still works. And yeah, a little magical. Oddly enough, Mike and I both are using different eye make, eye paint.
Different eye black.
Yeah.
So when Jesse walked into my house, I had on jeans, Vans, a windbreaker, and eye makeup. And Jesse was like, "That's seriously all you're going to do?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm Mike Perez dressed as a raccoon." And he was like, "Oh my God, that's genius." And I was like, "I know." And then I finally walked out with this on. He's like, "Oh my gosh." But it works. So let's dive in. Let's do our mental health check. I got about like one segment before this thing comes off because I can't even see you. I'm about to look like a less handsome Battinson when I take this off.
Dude, I feel this is gonna stay on. I worked a whole shift in this, and I actually felt nice.
Did you wash it?
No. So if you look closely, there's actually coffee stains and stuff, but don't look closely. Yeah, so mental health check. So basically we just check in and see how we're doing for that week mentally. Kind of seeing what maybe something that we're doing that's helping us mentally, or maybe something that we are not doing, or that is kind of keeping us in that funk. So who's going first?
I'll go first.
All right.
So I was fighting crime the other night. No. So I've been I feel like I'm finally starting to come to like a time frame where things are just starting to calm down.
Yeah.
Right? Like this last weekend was actually like the first weekend that I like really didn't have anything planned. And
Well, you were also sick, so we all left you alone.
yeah, and then turns out I got sick. And so like I'm on the tail end of it now. I still have like a little bit of like just I sound a little funny and I cough a little bit every now and then, but for the most part, like I feel way better than I did over the weekend. I felt like I got hit by a train this weekend. Still no COVID. And yeah, I just I'm starting to like kind of tackle projects around the house. I cleaned up the tree in front, and then I cleaned up all the junk around the house, had somebody come pick it up, clean out the garage. So everything's kind of like almost like back in order.
Nice.
To a nice little zone. And then I've just been I've been working on some projects for the podcast that you guys will soon see, including packaging and shipping out all the merch. The first drop was pretty. I was pretty stoked. Stoked. We are down to a few limited sizes. I think we have like one small left. We have one 3XL, and then we have a few larges and a few extra larges. Other than that, everything else is gone. So it's pretty rad.
Great success.
Will we do another restock? Maybe. There's interest there. Will we do more shirts? Yes. And I actually talked to Martin as well about doing some coffee mugs.
Sick.
So that should be cool. But yeah, so I've been just kind of like recovering from being sick. Overall, I think I'm just kind of like a little burnt out just because we've been going, and it's been project after project after project. So it's like kind of nice to just slow down and chill a little bit.
Thanks.
Other than that, man, I mean, it's just, kind of getting everything back in order and trying to get back on track after being down for like 4 days. But, and then I was supposed to start my workout stuff, and then I literally got sick and couldn't do anything. So that all started today.
Nice.
So
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
What about
Good.
you?
For me, I think I'm doing well. Kind of getting back on track. Once we got back from the shows, obviously like that, it was really hard to stay motivated to stay on the diet, and then also to do my jump rope every day. But I've gone back on that just because now I have to get ready for Burner State. Burner State starts recording next week. Wow. Yeah. So
with Kelly.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I'm excited. So I'm just trying to get myself ready for that, just be in shape for that. So this whole weekend, whatever, a lot of Burner State stuff. Like we were just trying to get our demos and stuff done for Kelly, who's recording us, just so we can just everything ready. We won't go to the studio. It's just go time. So having singing and being able to, I sang a lot this weekend, and then as well as doing the jump rope. So I feel mentally good, and I feel like.
How many days are you guys in the studio? Because you guys are doing a full length, right?
Full length. Yeah. So I don't know days. The only thing that we have as far as time frame is we're giving ourselves 2 days for drums, but if we need to do a third day, we'll do a third day.
Yeah.
And so, actually, so our last day, our second day of drums is the night that we play with Kanye and Rocky at Union Barber. So I don't think we've announced this yet, so this might be the first time, but
it's acoustic set.
Acoustic. Yeah. Maybe we have announced it. I'm not sure.
I don't think it's been like an official announcement. I think we just talked about it kind of amongst.
Yeah. And so, we're going to just plan to do an acoustic set, unless Jeremy feels crazy. I feel like he'll have, if he doesn't finish the drums, I feel like he might rally. But if not, I'm actually kind of looking forward to doing some of these songs acoustic.
I actually think it'd be really cool to see a Burner State acoustic set.
Yeah.
And that's November 12th?
November 12th, Saturday.
I am going to try to make it. It's my mom's birthday.
Oh.
And this is the first time my mom
bring her
has been in town for a birthday since they moved back. So, yeah. Shit. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. But yeah. So, so mentally I've been doing pretty well. I also have ideas for the podcast, and anyway, we'll talk afterwards.
We'll have our dinner meeting.
Yeah.
As we normally do.
Yeah. Exciting things. And I think Mike is usually the one who brings like all the good ideas moving forward. I actually have one that I think is actually pretty decent. So decent. Ooh. Normally I would be like, "Hey Mike," voice message him and be like suddenly there's like half coherent just rambling of like my ideas happening as they're happening, and then try to explain myself later. But I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna take my time with this. I'm going to get these thoughts in order somewhat.
I wish
I'll talk in person.
I wish that I could play like one of your voice messages on here. like you guys really don't understand the level of like it like first off you just hear a lot of noise. Normally it's this windbreaker noise, right? And then you hear, "So dude, I had this idea. You can tell me if it's cool or not."
And the reason that pause is because I'm usually driving.
And then, yeah, he's usually driving, and you'll hear, so he'll like try and like sound out the idea, and then he'll go, "The fuck?" And then he'll go, "Dude, there's a dog walking across the street wearing a beanie." And I'll be like, "What?" And then he's just like, yeah. So, anyways, and then he'll like kind of change the subject for like 30 seconds. And then he'll be like, "Oh yeah, so what I was saying was," and then he'll go back into his thought. And normally the voice messages are like 3 minutes when like it would be a 6-word text.
Yeah.
That would be the idea. So, welcome to my world.
Yeah. He actually texts, "Dude, stamps."
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So we have ideas. I think we'll have a good post dinner. But yeah, I mean that's good. That's where I'm at. I feel like I'm in a good place, and I feel like there's things ahead of us that normally would stress me out, but I'm excited about them.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you feel like you'd be stressed out about that?
Just because it's a lot of things at once. I feel like a lot of things going on with MBR at the moment. It's exciting. And then obviously Burner State. The recording stuff is exciting. The more now that we've had these songs demoed, and we like they're pretty locked in as far as at least structurally, like they're locked in. I think it's gonna be. I think we got some bangers on our hands. That with Kelly's polishing.
Now is Kelly just tracking and like mixing, mastering for you guys, or is he like producing?
I would like for him to produce. So I think we kind of left that open. Whatever ideas he has. Actually, we're gonna try to sit down with Wendy and see if we can get her to.
Oh, that's fucking rad. Hell yeah.
So if I can, I even want to see if I can get her to when I'm doing vocals, get her out there.
What days are you guys tracking?
As of right now, the only days we have locked in are the drum days, so the 11th and the 12th.
Okay.
And then after that, I think it's just kind of because I think everything will be happening at Kelly's, and so I imagine weekend kind of stuff.
Okay. I'd like to roll through for a vocal day. Here and there.
Dude, come through.
You know. So.
Actually, this is all on there. Whatever, fuck it. It'd be rad to have like get Martin out here, and we'll just play it here, and then have you guys do the songs, and then you guys can just shit on them.
Fuck yeah, dude! I'm all about that.
You guys can just. No, but I think it'd be cool. I'm all ears. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of that and potential other work projects.
Any other ideas on the social work front?
Yeah. So that's kind of what's going to go into stuff with the podcast, stuff with what I do moving forward with music. So yeah, I don't know. It's exciting. Because normally it would stress me out, but I'm actually looking forward to all this stuff. Yeah. Are my levels off, Jesse?
It's weird. It's almost like you didn't have a microphone in front of you.
It's all good. Anyways, yeah. Any things for? I know I should be show running this, but I only have Halloween to talk about.
Dude, let's talk Halloween.
Actually, and then I actually have thoughts on Kanye. No.
Ooh, now that you've had time to do your research.
Yeah, and did you hear about one of the dudes from Migos?
Yeah.
Dying?
Takeoff,
yeah. I didn't know any of this. Harry said it. I was like, I know the name. And then he tried to explain it to me. I was like, okay. I was like, I'll just tell Mike. I'm sure Mike will know. But
well, we can start where you want to start, man. You want to do a Halloween recap?
I was going to the Kanye one because honestly,
what'd you guys do this weekend? I'm curious,
dude. This was like I said. Yeah. Well, a lot of I recorded, I think like 8 Burner State songs.
And just demoing them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the way I have to do them now is I go in my car.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you just come here?
I don't know. Because you're sick.
I wasn't back here. I actually didn't even step foot in here all weekend.
Dang. Well,
which is huge for me, but
maybe I might do that to get like better recording, because the ones I have now is just so like Kelly can hear the songs.
Yeah.
And so maybe I'll come in here and do like real takes.
Yeah.
And those have Wendy, because I'll be better ideas to work with.
Or have Wendy come over here.
Dang it. And then she can record ideas.
I haven't seen Wen Woozle in a while.
I know.
Because I've been missing the vocal.
You've been gone for about a year.
I know. I don't even know why I'm still included on the group text anywhere. It's
gotta just one day just freaking show up, just shock everyone.
well, it's like so. First, it was because we started doing the podcast stuff, and then that was like my editing day.
Yeah.
And then it also became like my haircut day, right? So then it would be like haircut right after work, and then I had to edit, and then I had to, do whatever I needed to do for the show. And then now it's also like it's the last day before Karaima works for the entire weekend. So it's like Wednesday just became like this is when I gotta get all my shit done.
And then your practice day?
It's our practice day too, which that should be picking back up again. I had a cool little talk with, actually had a sat down with Jake, had a cool little talk with Jake at Daily Brew.
Yeah.
And then talked to Dan, talked to Steve, and we kind of have a nice little game plan for Torture Culture moving forward.
Cool.
I think that we're going to try and do one more show before the end of the year. And then we're going to kind of step back and almost like reset and just do things right this time around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just do things correctly this time around. So yeah, there's that. It should be there's gonna be some changes for, I think, for the better, but it'll be cool.
Yeah, man.
So, but yeah, dude, have Wendy come over and we can just sit here and riff ideas, and I can turn my neck. This is amazing. This is a beautiful thing. I can do this. So
cool. Actually, yeah, I like that. I'll get her out here. But yeah, I'll definitely come in here, do some real takes, and then that way when she comes, she can just do what she do. Man. All right, so I guess we'll go into the. So this doesn't have to be a long thing. That's just my thoughts on Kanye. For anyone who listened to last week's episode, we talked about Kanye's rant,
and I didn't really want to go too in depth, just because I didn't really want to repeat anything. I didn't want to, and people were still pretty like up in arms about it right at the time. So I'm not gonna like reiterate everything that Kanye was saying and his nice little rants, but. Now that a little bit of time has passed, there's more interesting takes about everything now.
Yeah, and at the time I hadn't heard anything about it.
Yeah.
So I was hearing all this for the first time, and I was hearing it for the first time, but not hearing anything specific for the first time. So I'm like, what did he say?
It was really cagey. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is my thought on it is and what I liked, looking back on it, because you were kind of saying like, at what point do we kind of, not so much like to silence someone, but it's like, well, this person mentally is probably not all there. And one of the things that I noticed, and one of the things that I kind of like, I've never really been a Kanye West fan. I've always appreciated that, like, he is a genius, like in how he his production for music and stuff.
As a producer, he's hands down one of the best.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Yeah. And so, and in his interviews have always been interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because he says some things that I'm always like, okay, I kind of see where he's going with that. But then he'll just say things where it's like, ooh, okay, well.
That first Hurricane Katrina interview. You remember way back in the day when they was on like the like almost like the We Are the World type shit for Hurricane Katrina, where they're doing like the celebrities that are on TV trying to raise money. And they'd go to, like, I think it was Jimmy Fallon and Kanye. And Jimmy Fallon's like, yeah, like, we're here for, Hurricane Katrina. We're raising money. Kanye, you have anything to say? And he's like, George Bush hates black people. You're like, you should have known right then and there, this guy's going to be a problem moving forward. Like, that was just it from there.
But at least with when he'd have a point, he would just drive into it, regardless of whether you agree with it or not. Whatever he was saying was true or not. Like, he would run it. Now when you watch him, he's hard to follow.
Yeah, it's almost incoherent.
Yeah, it's almost incoherent, and like there's things I kind of got what he was trying to say. Like, we were talking about this when I finally watched it. I was like, I see what he's trying to say, but like, it was so poorly executed.
Yeah,
and like, regardless of what agree with it or not, whatever you want to call it, but like, for me, I was more kind of alarmed with how poor his speech was, and how it's just very, like I said, very incoherent. He was like stuttering more than normal. He's always kind of a little bit like a stutter or like a stammer almost.
Yeah.
But it just seemed way more overblown, and yeah, it was like really hard to follow him, and it felt like he wasn't like he knew like what he wanted to say. Like he's had this conversation before, but like he was just completely missing like his little points he's trying to make.
I truly think that it's like a like this is a man that's having a manic episode, right? And when you're having those manic episodes, like he feels like he's on top of the world, right? Like there's no medication involved, there's no nothing. Like I think I might be wrong, but I think in some interviews he's even said like, yeah, I'm off any meds, you know, I'm off all that shit, and I feel better than I ever do, and that's part of it, right? Like you feel like, oh, I feel great when I'm not on medication. I feel great when I'm not being stifled, you know. But I still think, and I don't know, I truly don't know if I worded it correctly in the last episode. I still think that like we have to treat him as somebody who is, you know, dealing with like a mental health issue. Like we can't just be like, haha, fucking Kanye going off again, or being like, fucking Kanye's the devil, like he's a piece of shit. Like, yo, this dude is going through something.
Yeah, he's going through
right?
like a
like
public breakup, and
yeah. So I don't know, but go, you know. So you had a chance to like, you saw like some of the Drink Champs episode, and then was it the Ben Shapiro? Was it Ben Shapiro?
No, Lex Friedman.
Yeah. The Lex Friedman interview, and then he had some other clips, other interviews that we were kind of sending clips back and forth on as well. What are your thoughts like fully now?
Well, I think like I said, like his opinions are like very like the easy thing about it, and like, you know, not that like I'm supporting or whatever. I just feel like I understand what he was trying to say. I think in a weird, long-winded way, his thing was like how, you know, like, oh, Jews run Hollywood, and it's like, okay,
Yeah. Okay.
and but the way he went about it, and like it made him sound like
An attack. Yeah. And like I'm about to go DEFCON 6 on
like,
you,
dude.
like, yeah.
But the part I had a hard time moving past was just seeing how hard it was for him to speak.
Yeah.
When normally that's one of the things that I've always been at least interested in being like, oh, it's gonna be wild. Every reason says it's gonna be wild, but he's always like, it's always interesting about how he puts it. Even when he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, I thought there was a lot of moments in that that were like really interesting.
Yeah.
You know, but with that interview, I don't know. It just seemed like he was very, it's hard to follow. And I think the people that really jumped on him, like, that got super offended, it's like, dude, I don't know.
I think that on one hand, I understand why people would be so, you know, I don't want to beat this whole Kanye thing to death, but on one hand, I understand why people would be so offended by everything, and why they would, you know, feel like this is a big attack, because this is how, you know, it starts with little things and starts.
He's such a public figure.
Yeah, he's such a public figure, and it starts with little ways of attacking people's, you know, culture, or people's, you know, ideologies or anything like that, and then that fuels a bigger flame, which leads to, you know, and like to the people that have even said like, this is the type of shit, it starts small and then you end up with like a Holocaust, right? And then, you know, I was watching an Andrew Schultz a Flagrant episode, and they were talking about like, you know, the different viewpoints on this is like, you have like Alex, who is the black dude that's on Flagrant, and like he wears glasses to make himself look less intimidating around white people, and like it's little things like that, like it starts small and then it can become like a way bigger issue type thing. And I know that's kind of like not the full story and context or anything, but just the basic idea of the like like yeah, some of us might think this is a little small thing, some people might think it's going to be blown out of proportion, but all it takes is that little spark and then you have people on the 405 freeway like, Kanye's right, fuck the Jews, blah 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 blah, you know, and that's where it becomes a problem. And knowing my luck, that little clip will be pulled, and they'll be like, fucking Mike Alsaybar wearing like eye black. He's having a fucking episode. He just fuck you. You know, so it's a Batman mask, you know what I mean? So yeah, so it's tough, man. It's like on one hand I understand why people are upset. On another hand, I think that he's just going through another fucking crazy moment where he's going to say whatever the fuck he wants to say. Absolutely. But we have to treat it like, hey man, this is somebody who's obviously going through some shit. So, you know, how do we approach this now? Like, you know,
and it's hard to give him a pass because of how famous he is.
Yeah.
You know, to be like, oh, he's like you said, oh, he's just being Kanye.
Yeah. Kanye's being Kanye.
But I don't know. I just think he's definitely going through a lot, and I feel like it was a little concerning just seeing how difficult it was to follow him, and how he doesn't sound like himself. He doesn't sound like he's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. So you got some questions over there?
Yeah. They're all from our buddy Chris. Thank you, Chris, for always chiming in.
Always chiming in.
So I just asked if there's any questions for this episode. Sometimes we do this. And so the questions we got are, let's see, if a friend needed help but you just sat down for dinner, would you help them?
Depends on what they needed help with.
Yeah.
If it's a serious, you know, something that, you know, like really needs attention, something that's like dangerous or they're harming, so then yeah, obviously. If it's like, you know, Jesse just needs me to fucking help.
I was about to say that story too. I was about to say the story. I was like, hey, remember when you're going through that really serious? I was just like, hey, dude, call me when you get a chance, and you're like starting to get worried. You're like, hey, dude, are you okay? Like, where you at? I'm at home. He's like, oh, okay. What happened? No, I just needed a lyric. I just need to know.
Oh. Yeah, let this be, you know, I give Jesse a lot of shit on this show. I give Jesse a lot of shit because he's the youngin' and we want the best out of Jesse, right? I don't even know if I ever told you this story. And Jesse texted me, or you called me or text me? I think you called me first, right?
I called you first because it was like a Friday night or something like that. And I'm like, oh, he's not doing anything. Like, the most he'll probably be doing is drinking. Mm-hmm. So I go and I'm like in my, you know.
Is your mic on?
Yeah.
Talk into it. These mics aren't as good as this.
So,
yeah.
So I'm actually busting a mic. So it's a Friday night and I'm like just writing stuff, you know, just going through my thoughts.
Mm.
And I'm trying to call him to get like a, you know, viewpoint. But I made it seem, I didn't know how I made it seem like this, but I made it seem like I was going through something. And when I called, and he finally texted me back, hey man, when you get a chance, just, you know, let me know. Like, and then he goes from like, yo, to like, hey dude, where you at? Like, are you okay? What's going on? And I'm like thinking, I'm reading back the text that I wrote him, and I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably okay.
Yeah, he'd called me and I was doing something and I couldn't pick up at the time and I was like, yo, what's up, man? And he's like,
it was like going through a serious moment too. Mm-hmm. It was very serious.
He's like, yo, whenever you get a chance, man, if you could just please give me a call. And I was like, you know, and I was like, are you okay? Like, is everything cool? He's like,
in that moment, you did stop what you're doing.
I did. I stopped what I was doing. And then he was like, no, dude, I just, you know, I wanted your help with finding a lyric for this. And I was like, you fucking, I don't know, let me think about it. And like 2 minutes later, I was like, why don't you use this line? He's like, fuck yeah. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So yeah, depending on the situation.
Yeah, depending on what it is, you know, I'll jump in. But like I said, if it's like, you know, Jesse calling me like, hey, just I need where do you buy your Jordans? I'll be like, I'm gonna call you after dinner.
Yeah. This could wait.
This can wait.
But yeah, I've whatever been inconvenienced for things like that, for smaller things. So I don't know.
We were bowling one time.
Oh yeah.
You know, and Mike stepped away. I had to go searching for him to find his shoes so that we could return them.
Yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, definitely. If it's something serious, yeah, I've walked away from all kinds of things. And the thing that was hard for me, I remember, like touring was like for me, like, sleep is huge. Like, especially that's the way your voice repairs, obviously. So you need sleep. And I remember there was a night where we were staying at, somebody was letting us stay at their house, and they were having like having people over, which is like normal and totally fine. And like I think I like had mentioned like, hey, like, thank you for letting us stay, but I need to sleep. Yeah. And I remember like at that point, like I don't know, I maybe had gone like 2 nights in a row, like where I'd got bad sleep. So I was like, dude, I feel myself getting sick. And so I just let him know, just so I didn't look rude. Like,
yeah, like I have to do this.
Yeah, I need to sleep. Like, cause a lot of times when people invite you over, they want you to hang out and stuff. And normally we're pretty good about that stuff. But I told him, and then like that night, man, like, I'm getting ready to go eat. Like, I think I just finished eating, but go up and like go to bed or shower, go to bed. And one of the guys had like this moment where he basically shared that he was suicidal, or he was having suicidal thoughts. And like it like started this whole thing with the group of friends, because like they were like, it was kind of one of those things where like, dude, none of us knew. Yeah. And so they were all being there and like talking to them and being there with him. And then like another friend spoke up and basically had similar feelings, and it was like this really big, like really cool moment with this like group of friends. So then like I was helping, then I like stayed, and I was like helping some of them like through what they were talking about. And anyway, so all I say is like I got awful sleep because I didn't get to go. I didn't get.
Sorry to whoever listened to me play the next show the next time,
but it was I like I don't regret that at all. Maybe I don't remember. Maybe I did suffer the next day vocally, but that was like. That was fine. Like that. So that moment I still hold on to that. Like that was a cool moment. And I was excited for that group of friends, cause you don't know, like maybe that is like that might have saved, someone might be saved from that. Yeah. Cause now they put it out there. They want to have accountability, like to check in. Yeah. And so, yeah. So yeah, would you, if someone hit you up and you're right when you set out for dinner, would you help them? Yes, depending on the situation.
It depends on the situation.
Depending on the situation, yes. Let's see. How often is...
Need glasses, Mike?
Bring this closer. No, the writing's really small. How often is too often to call someone to talk? I don't think...
Yeah.
Depends on the situation. Depends on the relationship probably too.
Yeah. I will say this. I'm very bad at talking on the phone. Right. Mm-hmm. I'd rather like I'd almost rather just like, yo, where are you at? Like I'll meet up with you. Yeah. Right? Like I'd rather have that face-to-face interaction than like sit on the phone. Yeah. Because then I want to lay on my stomach, and then my feet go in the air, and start like. Yeah. But I think it just depends, man. It depends on your relationship. It depends on the type of friendship that you guys have. Like I could confidently say that like Martin and I talk on the phone quite a bit. He's one of my best friends in the world, and even then we're both like, okay, bye. Just like all right, later. So it's like it really depends on the relationship that you guys have and what the situation is. Like if you're going through something, fucking call me nonstop. Like call me all the time. We'll talk about it. But if it's like, you're driving home because you're bored.
Okay. So this doesn't upset me. I'm not upset by this, but I do, because my brother does this to me. Martin does this to me. I'm sure he does. But it's like, it's like, are you calling me because you want to talk? Or are you calling me because you're stuck in traffic? You know what I mean? And I appreciate the phone call. Obviously it's nice that they're reaching out. But my brother would call me and be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" Blah blah. What are you? Okay. So like, what are you like doing later? I'm like, I don't know, man.
Same house, dude.
Yeah, like what? I don't know. What do you like? What do you? Not what do you want, but like, what do you want? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can think just if you feel like you're, I don't know. I think it's like
it's tough to answer like that. It's to me, it's one of those things where I'm like, if we're close, I'm very happy to talk to you on the phone.
Yeah.
But don't call me and then say nothing on the phone. Don't call me and then just be like,
yeah. So what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You called me. I'm just living my life. Let's see.
do you want a magnifying glass?
Well, no, I don't know if these are all connected. 'Cause, like sometimes, because they look like they're continuation or something. So it says a lost connection, guy or girl. A lost connection, guy or girl, that you wish you were still friends with. Okay. Do you have a lost connection? Someone you wish you were still friends with. So apparently you're not friends with them anymore. Or you just lost touch with them.
I'm gonna. This is gonna sound kind of shitty, I'm wait. This is gonna sound kind of shitty, but and when I say shitty, I don't mean shitty towards other people. I mean shitty towards myself, like almost in a self-deprecating way. I've always felt like ever since I was a kid that I've always held that kind of like like stepping stone relationship with people, right? Like I've always felt like, and part of this might just be because I was a kid. I moved every year. I was always a new kid, make friends, bounce, right? Mm-hmm. And I always felt like I would always be in people's lives as long as they needed me. And then when they didn't, everybody moves on and goes their own separate ways, right? And it's kind of like a fucked up mentality to think about as when you're younger. Now, it doesn't faze me. I'm pretty much at a point where like I know the people that are close to me, my close friends, like my core group of friends that are like family to me, right? And then I also know the people that I'm like, we could stop hanging out tomorrow and it is what it is, But I remember thinking it a lot as a kid, like, oh well, I just like I would move and then like the person that was my best friend last year, I would just have no contact with, and obviously we grew up in an age where it wasn't social media, so it wasn't easy to keep in contact with people. And I'm so spacey that like I remember a lot of people. I don't remember their last names. So I couldn't track them down and find them now to this day if I wanted to. Right. But I really don't think that there are many connections that I'm like wishing I still had. I feel like a lot of the ones that I did wish I had, I tracked down and like reconnected with them throughout the years. But yeah, I don't think there's really anybody that I'm like that I can think of off the top of my head that I'm like, fuck, like I wish. What are they doing right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like that's like a. I don't know. This should sound weird, but I feel like people know what I mean. But it's like we live in a world of like social media where you can kind of find them, in a way, and if you see them, it's like, oh, they're good, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm similar in the same way where like I feel like if people come in and out of my life, I don't really get to like hurt about it. I feel like.
Yeah.
And then I can't think of anyone that is like out of my life that I'm like, oh, I wish I can get them back or something. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm sure if I thought harder on it, I could probably maybe think of someone.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure that there's always that one person. Like there's probably one that you'd be like, oh yeah, fuck, what happened?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's definitely people that I wish I probably, it probably only take like text message, like, hey, what are you up to?
Yeah.
But
Do you think? So I don't think for me it's a product of touring. I think for me it's a product of just constantly being on the move as a kid, right? So that just kind of made me, I guess, like accustomed to meeting people, developing relationships, and then moving on. That was just the norm for me, right?
Yeah.
But do you think for you, because like you are a Riverside kid, fucking born and raised, you know what I mean? Mostly. We'll count the couple years of Orange County. But you know, like Southern California kid through and through. But do you think that all the time spent touring and just getting used to like, hey, I'm not going to be around for everything. I can't be around for every major event. I can't be around for, you know, if I can't be there for my mom's birthday, I'm sorry, I can't be there for yours.
Yeah.
You know, do you think that kind of helped your mentality on how you approach that, or is that something that you just always had in you, or when you were younger, was it harder to kind of move on?
I don't know, man. That's I want to say in a weird way, I feel like I've always been okay with that.
Yeah.
Like I'm like super introverted,
Yeah.
but I've also just learned to, like, based on who my parents are, like I've had to be put in situations where I had to be, you know, like I have a big family.
Yeah.
And so, you know, so like being at events, like it's always good. I feel like I have, going back, I feel like I have this sense of, I understand that certain things are important, whether I think they are or not.
Yeah.
And like for me, I feel like I'm a person that, like, things don't have to be that important to me. Like events aren't, but as I've gotten older and, like, you know, with like family and, you know, my parents getting older and stuff, I start to, like, in my nieces, like I start to like appreciate, I think, things a little more now than I did in the past. So being absent for things, like, it sucked because, like, I'm so accustomed to being around for family, and obviously I want to be there, like, for weddings. Like, there's some weddings that, like, still sting. Like my buddy Todd and Janae's wedding, I couldn't be at, and that stung. That was like one of the few ones that, like, really stung. You know, birthdays of friends, like, for me, that's kind of,
Yeah.
sorry, but I don't,
Yeah.
you know, if you know, if we do something, they invite me, awesome, cool. Like, but I'm not gonna get butthurt if, like, I find out, you know, there's a birthday party I wasn't invited to. I'm like, all right, cool.
But and then you also do have, like, a lot of the same core group of friends, like, since you were younger. You know,
Yeah.
so, like, and I think they all kind of became accustomed to your lifestyle, you know what I mean? Like, the way that,
Am I leaving?
yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone's, and I feel like I've been, like, just, like, blessed with the fact that I feel like most people understand or understood, I guess, and it, you know, kind of just is what it is.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the things, I hadn't thought about it, but when he told me, I was just like, oh, that's fair. I respect that. One of my buddies didn't have me as part of the wedding party just because he's like, no offense, I don't know if you're gonna be here.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, fair.
Yeah.
That's
Hurts a little,
yeah.
but fair.
One of the funny ones.
You have to say it in that tone.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, but
Yep. Say
but
that.
I mean, you know, and you know, it was one of those things where, like, when the wedding, you know, I knew, you know, obviously I knew the wedding was gonna happen, knew when it was. I honestly didn't know if I was gonna be able to make it or not. But I remember when I found out, like, who was part of the wedding party. For like maybe for like a split second, we were thinking, like, huh, interesting. But, you know, I kind of understand maybe why he wouldn't ask me, but, you know, at the same time, like, it's, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, later on, he kind of went out of his way to tell me, like, hey, you know, I did think about you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I appreciate the like, hey man, just so you know, this is what the situation was, and you go, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
My original idea was to have you there.
Yeah. But, you know, but also what was cool was I was just happy the fact that I even just got to be there.
Yeah.
You know, and but really quick funny wedding story. So, I used to shave my head, But it was when we were like touring.
Yeah.
And I wore a hat all the time because I look like a Ninja Turtle. I don't look good with a shaved head. It's not a look for me. But, you know, on tour, you know, it's super easy to do. Like you put a hat on, you go.
And you could like just maintain it. Like,
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. When you're on the road for 6 months, especially back then, stopping by your barber and getting a haircut wasn't like as easy it is now.
No.
You know?
Not everyone was a barber too. Like every now and then we'd get lucky and like, you know, somebody would be like, oh, I cut hair. It's like, oh, sick. You know, trim me up.
You want to hit everybody? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
But
I did that for a while too. I shaved my head for just... more out of convenience than anything else.
That's what mine was, 100%. I did not look good with a shaved head.
Oh, I straight up looked like Buddha when I shaved my head.
So there was a time frame that I knew I would be home, and so I knew I was going to be in one of my best friend's wedding, Jose Mendoza, and so I was going to be in his wedding, and I knew and it worked out because I knew that MBR was recording, and so I knew we had this time of being home, even though we'll be in the studio, but that's so much easier to leave because it was in San Diego, and so then. It's one of those things where like we're in the studio. It was like, you know, towards the end of it, but we were like hot. Martin's shaving his head and he's like, dude, I can't do it. It's so hot. I'm gonna shave my head. Mike, do you want to shave your head? I was like, yeah. And so we shaved our heads just because, you know, studio time, whatever. And so I go home. Like, oh, fuck. Well, dude, I went home for the weekend and I see my mom and she's like, Mikey, like she got on, and I was like about to be like, are you honestly getting mad at me for like my hair? I'm like, however old I was, and she's like, Jose's wedding, and I was like, oh no, I was like, oh fuck, I was like, oh, you're right, and dude, I fucked up so hard. His wedding pictures. I look like a fucking Ninja Turtle, dude. Like.
You couldn't even...
It's embarrassing.
You couldn't even fucking rock like a fedora.
No, dude. No. There was like no... it was such a bummer. I mean, it was funny. Like for them, they all thought it was funny. Like, but it was one of those things where like if I did that to be funny, that's one thing.
Yeah,
but I did it.
It was not intentional.
Not intentional.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have had hair for that wedding.
Yeah, you did not want to have that preserved forever.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Like, here's Michelangelo.
Yeah, it's not even that I was going to the wedding. I was a part of the wedding party. Like, but anyway, so that's my funny.
Yeah, actually, the last time I just recently when I shaved my head, I was gonna shave my head before my cousin's wedding, and I was the officiant.
Yeah,
and Karima straight up goes, "Can you wait till like after the wedding? Because you want to look nice." And I was like, "You're right. Yeah. So I literally waited until like I did the wedding, and then I shaved my head right after. Yeah. And then I was like, I'm ready for this to grow back now. So
that was wise. Good move. Good call, Karima.
Yeah.
Let's see. Going out to a bar or bonfire with friends?
Oh, bonfire with friends all the way.
Bar. Let's get. Bonfires are cool. I actually don't mind bonfires. I'm not a beach person. I don't know if
I'm not a huge beach person either.
Yeah.
I'd rather like fire pit.
Yeah.
House thing.
Definitely down with that. I'm the dude who will wear my Vans and jeans to the beach. Don't care.
Wasn't it for your birthday that we were hanging out? We actually went to a bar, pool house, and all that. And then it was like, hey, let's just go home. And then we went to your house. Came here, actually. Sorry. Me, you, and Andrew, we sat down there, and we had a plan to go out somewhere else. But just drink a little bit here, and then we're like, nah, let's just stay here.
Yeah, we ended up. Was that wasn't my birthday?
It was the day before.
It was the day before. Yeah, because we just ended up getting like beers and I think White Claws and cigars, and we just sat outside and like smoked cigars and and drank with the little fire going, and then we all threw up. We all threw up because there was so much smoke, and then the cigars, and then the stupid ass White Claws. We were just like, yeah, it was gross all the way.
Well,
no, Jesse.
That's because I was remembering that I'm trying to light the fire with the lighter, and I'm at the fucking flame going at it, and you just come with straight gasoline.
Ooh, okay.
Efficiency.
All right. So this question is. Hold on. What's this one?
Which, by the way, it is my birthday month.
Yeah, I know. I have things planned.
Also, Mike and I have been talking about, while he pulls up another question, about setting up a P.O. box
Yes.
for the show. So, we're not saying that we want you guys to send us stuff, but like we're planning on setting up a P.O. box. So if you want to mail in your questions to us, like be old school, we'll let you guys know once that's
Dude,
ready.
if you send us letters,
If you mail us letters and questions through the mail, that'd be fucking amazing.
We will come out with stamps.
dude, I would love that. All right, so we got some more questions. Okay, so this one is actually interesting because I think before I would have been like no, but I think there's more to it. Can someone really die from a broken heart?
Hasn't it been proven like yes?
Well, I think there's layers to that. I mean, I don't know about the technical term, but I mean, when you're under that kind of grief or stress or whatever that goes with it, it does have a physical effect on your health. You know, your heart works harder, so you can have a heart attack, a stroke. So in a way, yes, but also like a broken heart, I feel like, you know, like that leads to you behaving in a certain way, or could lead to suicide.
Yeah.
So I mean, on the surface answer, you know, I don't know, like
It's not like my heart hurts. Oh.
yeah, like I'm so sad I'm gonna die, but I feel like that why indirectly I think it is serious, and it should be something to like whenever I've when I coached baseball, my you know, every now and then the kid would be like, it's stupid, I know I should be over this, it's like I know it's like high school stuff, but like, you know, whatever. I'm like, no, well, what do you have going on in your life right now?
Yeah.
This is like probably the biggest thing in your life.
Yeah.
And they're like, I guess, you know.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like, one of the things that it took me a while to figure this out, but understanding that, like, when somebody's going through something, regardless of whether you understand, like, hey, this is just part of growing up, or this is, you know, you're a kid, this feels like a lot, but it's not, you know, like, oh, it's your first breakup, you're going to have 1,000 more of these, shit like that. Like, even though, like, in the big picture, in the big, you know, scheme of things, like, this is it's minimal compared to what you're going to deal with the rest of your life. At the same time, when you're a kid and or even you're just dealing with these emotions for the first time, it fucking hits hard.
Yeah.
Dude, like, and that's the reason why you have so much, like, teenage angst music out there, is because, like, these are new emotions and they feel so intense, you know? And then same thing, like, and somebody, to throw it back, I dated somebody who was bipolar, right? And somebody had to explain to me, like, yo, like, even though you can see that what they're going through is not that big of a deal, to them, it is.
Yeah.
To them, they're still experiencing all of the emotions like it is a big deal, even if it's like a minuscule thing, right? And it took me a while to understand that. And when I did, I was like, oh, I get it. And then we broke up. I'm just kidding. No, I get it. Like, I understand, you know, like, when you're in that moment, like, it doesn't matter that this is a small thing. Like, you're still feeling all these emotions like it's a, you know, most intense thing.
Yeah. If it feels like your world is crumbling, and if depending on where you're at in your life, maybe that is the biggest thing going on in your life in that moment.
Yeah.
That is your world. So,
I'd like to know if anybody has the clinical answer, though. If anybody has legitimately just surface level died from a broken heart, right? Like, not like indirectly or anything like that. Like, just got a broken heart and died.
I mean, the heaviness, the stress. It's like I said, the heart.
Yeah.
Literally can put you into like a stroke. Ooh. This is from Intern Harry.
Ooh.
If you had to sign with a different label, who would you sign with?
Trick question. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Well, currently I'm not signed to any label. Currently, I'm not releasing music under any label. So this is.
Who would you sign with then?
It's tough, man. I have so much. I'm loyal to Pure Noise the way that you're loyal to your barber.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just.
Saying we're not loyal to Pure Noise just because we've been on like 4 different labels.
I think there's just a part of me that, like, for one, overall as a company, and I'm not just saying this just because we love Jake. Like, I think that they treat their artists so well.
Yeah.
You know, like they've proven time and time again. There's a reason why everybody keeps going to Pure Noise, because they treat their artists like people.
Yeah.
And then two, like, when you have just a roster of such heavy hitters, like, you can't. It's hard to compete with that. You know. To me, now where I'm at in my life right now, let's say, like, taking Torch Culture out of the picture, right? Like, let's just say Mike Alsaybar is going to come back and do solo music. I would try as hard as possible to stay independent and keep complete control of my own stuff. I'd love to work with other people, love to work with other artists, but I would want to keep it as independent as possible. Like, take like the Chance the Rapper route. Like, just I control all my own shit, plain and simple. But that being said, the one exception I would make is if Jake was like, we're starting pure hip hop, I'd be like, fuck, over there, dude. You know.
I feel like if you were to push your hip hop stuff hard, I think Jake would just sign you anyway.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I remember at one point in time I thought about, like, texting Jake and be like, yeah, I have this idea, like, let's just do a pure hip hop. It'll be under Pure Noise, but we'll just do like alternative hip hop artists, rappers, and stuff like that. I never approached him with it. It was just a dream in my head. But Jake, I'm in a better place now. We can do this.
I don't know who I would. I don't know.
I think that you'd have to give me like some sort of crazy ass deal for me to be like, fuck yeah, I'll sell my soul and do this, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm very happy with Pure Noise, and I think if we weren't to do Pure Noise, I don't know. I really don't know or would care. I probably wouldn't want to do, probably just do independent. I will say this though, like for like Burner State, just for the fuck of it, if for whatever reason Burner State puts out an album and then it gets picked up by like someone like Fat Records, who I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where they're at as far as like.
I could, yeah.
But it's just like, because it's Fat Records, I would be like, yeah, dude, fuck it, let's do it. Or Epitaph.
I was about to say, or an Epitaph, or
yeah. But like, yeah, I don't have like for anyone, like I know we've talked about this before, but like for MBR, like we didn't want to be signed. Like we didn't want to be, or I shouldn't say, like for this recording,
yeah,
we didn't want to. Like for one, we thought it would be kind of a waste of time for Pure Noise because they have so much going on, and we knew that we wouldn't be as active. It was going to be an EP, and so we were okay with them not picking up the option and us just doing it independently. Like we were totally cool with that. But now that we're back with them, it's fucking sick to be on Pure Noise.
I feel like the route of let's being completely honest and like pulling back the curtain, right? Like right now, a record label is going to get you distribution. They're going to get you in the eyes of, a lot of new listeners, a lot of new fans, things like that. But at the same time, really where it's at is your booking agent.
Right.
Right. And your management team. Like, when we talked to the dudes from Brooklyn, and they talked about how their management team was pushing them to build their social media following and their social media platforms. That's huge.
Yeah.
Like that's a big deal, especially now because like you could put out a record right now. Like I can put out a record right now, get it onto Spotify, and everybody in the world has access to it.
Right.
It's no longer like I remember early on in like Creative Void, we talked to a label, I won't say who, and there was like this like production deal or like I I forget what they call it. Where basically they're paying for our record, they're going to put it in stores and stuff like that, but we have to recoup all that before we see anything, right? And we're like, yo, nobody even knows us on the West Coast, and you're going to do nationwide distribution. Our record's not going to fucking sell in any Hot Topics past fucking Arizona, right? Like it's not going to happen. And so like things like that, like there's these deals that are just set up to make labels money, and at the same time they're not really beneficial to the artist. So like having a good team around you is super crucial, super huge. And that's the thing, like you can be an independent artist and in any type of music, just as long as you have the right people around you and people that aren't trying to take advantage of you. I really think that you have an opportunity to make it if you have the talent to make it. Sometimes you don't even need the talent, you just need the fucking
the right
hype,
team and the drive, and
so yeah, it's about like if you have a good booking agent that can get you on to shit that like you normally wouldn't be able to get yourself on, that's huge.
What is it you're trying to do as a band, and then from there see what fits. That was one of the ratted, like I remember before we signed with Good Fight, like at the time, like we were kind of shopping around, and it was kind of cool to be in a position where we like knew exactly what we needed. And at the time it was like, we need to get to Europe. Like we needed, like, so that was kind of our like thing that we had. Like everything else, like state stuff, like we've been touring a lot. We'll do our own shit here. Now, but we like, who can get us to Europe? And it's funny because at the time, like back when this, like Hero Noise was still, like they had already, I think, obviously gone into that market, but we were looking for something, like Good Fight was the one that came out, and basically it was just like, we'll get you guys into Europe, we'll do all this stuff. Anyway, so like it made it easy for us. We're like, yeah, this sounds like your
UK agent is also the guy that books like bands like is it Eskim or Electric Cowboy? Sorry, I think Martin was telling me like the dude that books you guys in the UK manages like those like crazy European like metalcore.
Oh, maybe Marco.
I think so.
I don't know.
I think so.
I just know that he's the one that books all the Never Say Die tours and all those other ones. But I think.
Did you guys ever play Empiricon?
Well, Never Say Die was sponsored by Empiricon. But like Empiricon Fest?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
That's like bucket list festival type thing.
Yeah. Although I did my last paying of debts was to Empiricon merch. We have a couple more. What state has the best gas stations? I mean, in a way, Texas,
yeah.
But like some of the East Coast places, just because they have the best, like Wawas and Sheets and shit like that.
North Carolina.
Wawas and Sheets are hard to compete with. Oregon, you don't have to pump your own gas. It's illegal.
It's illegal.
No, I'm saying you're lazy.
No, I'm not. I actually almost got in trouble for pumping my own gas.
We got in trouble the first time there.
Yeah.
This it said Burner State Christmas album when? I mean, I would do it tomorrow. This is from Karama. Lentils or garbanzo beans?
Garbanzo beans. Didn't we have this debate the other day? Are garbanzo beans?
No, it was between.
Weren't we saying chickpeas and garbanzo beans are the same thing, right?
She thought it was the same.
But they're not.
Me and you were defending them.
No, but they're the same thing.
They're not.
They are the same thing.
They are the same thing.
They are the same
They're
thing?
the same
Chickpeas and garbanzo beans are the same thing.
Oh.
I think it's like a cooking process that turns them into chickpeas or makes them chickpeas, but
No, it's the same. It's just a different name for them. They're the same thing though.
Oh, then yeah, there's something.
Oh, weird.
So
We were pretty toasted.
so funny story. She actually texted me and she was blowing up my phone to ask me because she's making the power bowls, the Buddha bowls or whatever. But she had texted me earlier and she's like, I'm not even gonna try and fight it. So there's some chicken for you to throw on the grill so you can put on top of the bowls.
Yes.
I was like, all right.
I felt bad last time. I needed food, man.
Me and Mike walk into the kitchen, and he goes,
I'm not a huge soup man either, dude. I can't.
I felt bad. I was like,
so I took it, and I was like, yeah, I just get some. He's like, I'm head out. I'm like,
yeah. I got wings. I needed wings.
Dude, so for those of you guys don't know, when we record the podcast, usually Karaima cooks dinner, right? And usually it's vegan options because she's
And it's good.
usually.
most of the time it's vegan options. So and hey, it's a free home cooked meal. I'm like, all right, cool. I've told her since the day we met, I don't like soups. And she's like, well, I'm going to make everybody like soups. You could try. But, I love you, but I'm not a huge soup guy.
I remember you're like, she's making a meatball type thing. And I was like, okay, cool. Maybe some kind of pasta or like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I felt bad because I went over there and I was like, oh,
It's soup.
it's soup.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, guys, I think I'm going to get going.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you later.
See you guys later. Sorry.
And then just that awkward silence between me and Mike while he's taking pictures, and I'm just there just trying to finish my soup so quick.
Oh, yeah, because I was taking pictures of the merch. And Jesse's just sitting by himself eating soup.
All right.
We love you. Thank you for cooking for us.
Yeah, oh yeah, no. Do not take this as shit talking. Thank you, Karen.
Yeah, thank you. I needed.
Mike's like, thank you. I can't eat soup.
Yeah. There's from Jolka, who I got to see on Saturday. He was cutting Harry's hair.
Is he cutting?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a barber.
Did not know that.
We need to get him on the podcast because,
I thought he was going to be here today.
yeah, that's kind of my bad. Trying to get him.
It's kind of my bad. I didn't tell Jesse the other day.
I was into this new segment of how Walking Blind treats his guy in the chair.
But you were on it.
How Walking Blind treats their employees. Jesse.
I love it. How you were ready to go.
And
I showed up 20 minutes before call time.
You know what's fucked up is that I had the lights off, all the lights off at the house because I didn't buy candy for the trick-or-treaters, right? Because I figured, we're going out. We're going to take Elliot out. She's going to be ready as soon as I get home and we're going to go. She wasn't ready. So I had to turn off all the lights to make sure that, that like no kids would like come knocking on the door. And then I just hear like ding dong. And I'm like, don't make any sound. And then I hear, I'm like, who's at my door? So I checked my Nest camera. It was Jesse. I was like, oh, fuck. And I text Mike. I go, we forgot to tell Jesse. And he just sent me back laughing faces.
And you know what? I was expecting, like, I knew you were going to text him.
Yeah.
I was expecting him to be like, hey, dude, my bad. I didn't get no text, no nothing. To break the ice, he just sends me a meme on Instagram.
Oh, man.
Oopsie.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate your. Not only did he show up early, he also learned a new feature of the switcher.
Yes.
So
Show us. Lay it on us real quick.
Lay it on us. We'll keep talking while you do these cool little transitions. These.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So.
All right. Last one. So Jolka said, if you could play any other position in a band, which would it be?
Bass.
Manager. Make money. Guitar and backup vocals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which was the original idea
For me, either guitar or bass. I'm tired of being up front. But instruments also look funny on my body, so I don't play them. Also, not good at them.
I don't know how it's been a minute since I've like. Although we were having when Burn State first started, we didn't have a bass player.
Yeah,
we did have one, but it wasn't working out, and so then we went for the longest time. We were still jamming, but no bass. And so finally, I was just like, dude, I'll play like just so that we can hear what these songs sound like, whatever. Dude, I felt like a fucking child, dude. The bass on me, I was like, this is stupid. I was like, I don't like this. And thankfully, that's when we got Ty. That was like really the big push to be like, we should get a bass player.
I want to get Ty on an episode because he's been on an episode, but it was him and Daniel for the Spider-Man recap. I want to get Ty in the hot seat.
Yeah. He'll do it. He's not scared.
I don't know. He always says like, I'm gonna be there. Listen, what had happened was
That's crazy.
that's crazy. We didn't talk about when we were young. Did I talk about that last week?
No, we brushed right past that shit. I don't know why we didn't talk about
Did I tell you my little burn I had against Ty and Rawl?
I feel like you did, but say it again.
Young. So we were all talking. Raw's like, yeah, let's all get together, and I was like, yo, why don't we do a barbecue at the house this weekend? Whatever. And they're like, oh, we're gonna be in Vegas when we were young, and I was like, cool. And then the morning, Saturday morning, I woke up for day one of when we were young, and I see the post that they had canceled it. I saw people calling it Wind We Were Young, because they were canceled for wind.
Ouchies.
And the first thing I did, like, I got up, stretched, and then I pulled my phone out and I text Ty and Rawl, and I said, so you guys want to come to the house for a barbecue tonight or what? And they're like, that's petty. And I just sent them a picture of Tom Petty.
Nice. Dude, did they have tickets for that night?
Yeah.
What about the next night?
Yeah, they had tickets for the next day too. So
I immediately called Ty and I go, that's crazy. He'd go, it's fine, it's okay, it's fine. Dude, a refund, it's fine.
Dude, TikTok was an interesting place.
Yeah.
A bunch of people pretty upset.
I mean, I'm glad that the rest of the dates went forward.
Yeah.
Like, it gives me a little more like, okay, I get it. But then Steve had been saying, because Voodoo was supposed to play the pre-festival, and theirs got canceled too. Oh. So I was a little like, there's another Fire Fest thing. But the fact that the rest of it went off, I'm happy for people that paid the money and. Yeah.
Yeah. And the winds were pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I saw some of the videos. I was like, oh, okay, that's
yeah, I was expecting when I saw the wind, I was like expecting it to be like, oh, light breeze. But in reality, no, it was bad.
Yeah. Sorry, one last one, because this one I think is a good question. Maybe could end on. This is from our friend Ashley Jean.
What's up, Ashley Jean?
And question is, it says not a question, but it is. With the topic of holiday stress, whether loss of loved ones or just financial, etc., I guess could be just how do people cope in a healthy way dealing with all of that. So holiday stresses.
Sorry, I had to end on this. This does not mean, Ashley Jean, that I'm not taking your question seriously.
I had to put on my thinking cap.
I'm a pretty notoriously I'm kind of a Scrooge when it comes to the holidays. I'm not a huge fan of like the Thanksgivings and Christmases and like it's cool that we get to see our families and we get to get together and have dinner, but like I feel like why don't we just do this regularly?
Yeah.
Like why does this have to be an event?
Right.
But that being said, I do think that the holidays are usually a pretty emotional. I can't even take myself seriously. Put that on. I do think the holidays are a pretty like stressful and emotional time for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's kind of it's hard to talk about because you don't want to be that person that's like, oh, I'm a bummer on holidays, you know. But I think also we need to change that mentality and that thinking, because I think that I don't know the numbers, but I do know that there's a huge population of people that don't do well with holidays, that don't do well with like the stress, the emotions, you know. For some people, you know, that idea of, well, this is the one time my family gets together and my family fucking hates each other, you know, but we do it because we have to, you know, things like that.
An itch.
I don't have a napkin for you. I apologize.
It's all right.
And so, yeah, it's tough to kind of like balance out those emotions, but I also think that it's the time to reach out to somebody if you do need help. I hope that answered it. I know there was a lot of distraction.
Yeah.
During that.
One of the things I heard, which I thought was cool for financial stress during the holidays, and I saw this I feel like it was on Instagram like a couple years ago, and it was kind of one of those things, like a reminder, if you're someone who financially has a hard time during holidays, start putting money aside now for like gifts or even just like whatever you plan to do. And this was like, I think you can start it like in August. Start putting a little bit away. That way you're not as financially stressed when it comes to it.
Thanks for the advice 2 months later.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sorry. You can start today.
Yeah.
Even though it's here. It's November. Like, anyway. So for something like having to do with like, you know, people struggling during the holidays, for regardless of you know, or I guess, sorry, not regardless, but like more of loss or it's just a tough time. One of the things that I heard and I kind of passed this on is make your own traditions for the holidays.
Yeah.
You know, make it special for you. It doesn't have to be, you know, like I feel very, very blessed. Like Thanksgiving for me is a big deal during the holidays. And what are you laughing at?
I'm actually laughing at the fact that do you remember talking about Thanksgiving traditions on the episode that got scrapped?
Wait, I do, but I don't.
So for those of you guys that don't know, we had one episode of The Walking Blind where we decided to drink, and we got way too honest on the episode about the things that we partook in.
Yeah, I do remember
Mostly
that.
It just making me laugh because I just realized that we're coming up on a year of this show.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That was like the whole like a half hour was just by talking about drinking.
Talking about drinking and clubs.
That's right.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to
Sorry.
as I was saying.
Before you were so rudely interrupted.
So I remember that episode. I just remember thinking like, oh, I wonder if my parents.
We experimented with a lot in the early days of this show.
Yeah, we come a long ways. No, but yeah, just starting our tradition. So like for me, like I said, I feel blessed with my family that we have for Thanksgiving. It's a big deal. Yeah. Thanksgiving is my favorite meal of the year. I freaking love it.
Are you like a big turkey guy?
Yeah, dude. Turkey, mashed potatoes.
You know that Cornerstone is doing turkeys for Thanksgiving, and I'm on the list. So if we want to pre-order one, you let me know now.
Get the fuck out. Like, what do you mean? Like to get a turkey from them?
Either smoked or deep fried, and then they have packages that also come with like 3 sides. It's like that.
Holy goodness.
Shout out
Dude.
Cornerstone BBQ. Actually, they're doing I'm doing a promo for them right now.
Yeah, dude.
But they're the homies.
Go ahead, Jesse. Go ahead and get in good and tight on.
Yeah,
mic on this.
give me a. So Cornerstone BBQ in Beaumont is doing a special, and if you actually join their mailing list, they're giving away. I think there's 3 opportunities after you join the mailing list to get a free turkey for your Thanksgiving festivities. Right now, I know that it's like it's I think you have the choice between either a smoked turkey or a deep fried turkey. And then they have packages with like sides and everything like that. And they're doing a pre-order right now for a limited time. That way you can guarantee that you can get one. Because other than that, once it starts getting closer to the holidays, they don't know. They can't guarantee what they're going to have and what they're going to get and stuff. So we love those people. We love them. We love the food. We love that business. So check out Cornerstone BBQ if you guys are looking for that Thanksgiving turkey. Because and if you actually go on the Instagram, there's some videos of them deep frying a turkey and setting it up. Yeah, so they actually just announced a week 1 winner, and there's 3 more chances to enter. So they'll be giving away the turkey, either smoked or deep fried, every week until Thanksgiving. So join the mailing list.
Sick. Dang. That rules. Now I want freaking Cornerstone. But yeah, so for me, my family goes pretty hard for Thanksgiving, but like
For what it's worth, your family goes hard for
everything, yeah,
every holiday.
But like, you know, if Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever it is, if like that's a rough time for you, do something else. Go bowling. Have it where you order Chinese food. I don't know, like something. Like have it where you go crazy on donuts. I don't know, like something. Like make it fun for you. Whatever it is for you. Go make it so that you watch, horror movie. I don't know, like whatever it is. Like make it fun for you. Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be what the traditional thing is. It can
hang out with your friends.
Hang out with your friends. Also, if you know all your friends are going to be busy and you're not, and you don't, plan something so that you do with them. You do like people are doing like the Friendsgiving, whatever it is. Do something where you guys all go out. The day before.
Should we do a homies giving?
Ooh.
I feel like we're just gonna get drunk. We're just not gonna do anything.
That's a tradition.
Start tradition. I would just be eating, Jesse. It's not all about booze and...
Yeah, it's not all about booze, Jesse.
For you.
But yeah. So
I will tell you guys this too. I don't want you guys to be alone on the holidays. Right? Like I don't want it to be where you guys are just by yourselves. I guarantee you. Now, I'm not saying that like you fly to Southern California and come hang out with us, but what I am saying is, like I truly think like even if you have one friend, like one close friend to you, let them know like this is the time to just be like, yo, I have no plans, right? Guarantee they're gonna invite you to come do something with them, right? With my family, it's always been like, this open door policy.
Yeah, same.
Where it's just like, hey, anybody that wants to come can come. Just give us a heads up so that we know that we have enough food. Right. And we always cook way extra food than normal. But like even with like when Philip was working at the college, like the 4 years or whatever that he was on contract at the college, there'd just be random new people at the Thanksgiving every year. Like, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, same.
It's just, it just comes with the territory. Like, I don't want to see anybody by themselves unless that's what you want. If that's what you want, then fuck yeah, by all means. Because I've definitely had those days too. But, I think holidays are those times where it's like, it's stressful and it can be, hectic and emotional, and you just gotta... Ashley Jean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, shit. I was hoping you wouldn't notice it until you're done, but
I thought you did it on accident and then just owned it. But no.
I think part of it was.
it was on my it was on my finger. I was like, hey, I can use this.
All right. See you holidays. Make your own traditions.
Make your own traditions.
Make them fun for you.
Yeah, do something for you.
Yeah, you don't have to follow the norms. This is out of control.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Easter.
Oh man, did you want to talk about takeoff before we take off?
No. I was just trying to look cool in front of you. To let you know that I knew things.
Huh?
Just letting you know that I knew things.
Your eyes went like.
R.I.P. to Takeoff. Amigos.
Do I have the Dago tea?
I just can't. I just can't.
Why does it remind me of every uncle that goes to your baseball game?
Oh man! On that note, let's get out of here. Episode 49, the Halloween episode that's coming out a week after Halloween. That was recorded a day after Halloween, with shitty costumes. Thank you guys so much for checking out the show. I know we rambled. We just said a bunch of nonsense and BS this whole episode, but hey, it's all in fun.
Yeah, next one will be good.
I can't move my neck, so we got to make this quick. Check us out at Walking Blind Pod on everything. If you want a shirt, there's a few sizes left. WalkingBlindPod.BigCartel.com is the store. Whatever sizes we have left are up on that site. Make sure you check them out. I'm shipping out orders. I've been hitting the post office. So thank you guys so much to everybody that has bought a shirt. We fucking love each and every one of you. It's so rad. We've got a couple other shirt ideas that we've been tossing around, but I really love that shirt. We might rerun it.
I think we should rerun it.
I think we approached it like we do with hardcore shows where we got a lot of big boy sizes.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't our fault. But I think that I kind of want to hear from you guys. Do we want smaller sizes? Do we want more of the smalls and the mediums? Let us know. Let us know if you kind of missed out on a size and you want one. I got some other cool shit in the works for you guys. Episode 50 next week. I kind of have an idea and a plan for it to be a cool one. We're going to discuss that. And we love you guys. We will see you guys very, very soon.
Peace.
Peace.
Running back again. No way to handle my aggression. Looking to my fucking demons. Running back again. Fuck. I'm Batman. Welcome to episode 49 of the Walking Blind podcast. It really helps that I constantly have a cold 24/7. That's why I'm able to do this voice and people fear me. But when I'm not in costume, I like to hang out at home with my friends, and I like to work out and drink liquid death, mountain water, drinking water from the Alps. There's a skull on it because I want you to fear me, but also drink refreshing water. WalkingBlindPodcast.com, WalkingBlindPod.com, at WalkingBlindPod on everything. Merch store, WalkingBlindPod.BigCartel.com. I shipped out a ton of orders today. Could barely fit them in the Batmobile. That's because only I fit in there. And sometimes that little boy I'd like to bring with me, Robin. Okay, bye.